I love coffee.
Yeah.
Since I was 5. When I was 5, it was a lot sweeter.
I'm Kari Daniel.
I'm Josiah Daniel.
And we got Downtown Coffee and then Paris Yoga Project. He was working for my dad at StarNet Online Systems.
It's also a lot longer conversation, but that's the short answer. I was dating the boss's daughter.
Yeah. 2021 was when we started Downtown Coffee, and that was because
I love coffee.
Yeah.
When I was 5, it was a lot sweeter. The whole process of growing it, to washing it, to roasting it, to preparing it.
So versatile. There's so many different things you can do.
Espresso, drip, French press, pour over. Cold brew is probably my favorite thing to do. There's different ways of bringing out the different flavors of coffee, and that's why I'm passionate about it.
Everything doesn't have to be sugar and sweet.
Flavored, you just don't want to overdo it, and you don't want to taste just the amount of sugar like some people do.
Yeah. We've had the building since 2007. When we bought it, Salvation Army was here for a few years, but before that, it was Swaim office equipment.
Swaim printing and office.
Yeah, and then before that, it was, what was the horse thing?
Horse tack and buggy.
Horse tack and buggy, yeah. Because
that
that's why.
Pre-fire.
Yeah, that's why the floor is slanted, because they would, just hose it all off and clean out the front. So, yeah, that's what we've been told. Like, we don't know, but.
Who was alive back then?
Nobody was alive back then. I've spent my whole life downtown. We were looking for a place to move his grandfather's picture framing business and looked across the street and said, hey, what about that one? And the rest of it's history. We've had since 2007, then we had Daniel Gallery and Frame Studio. Then we had Green Boutique until 2018. We closed Green Boutique. We had our little boy, Watt, and we had added the yoga studio, and then we took a little break, rented out the space to a KDC salon, and then Voyager Apparel, which is now K&B Music across the street. So 2021 was when we opened what we are now. But we've both been downtown pretty much our whole lives. We actually have a lot of people comment on our music because we kind of do play a little bit different. We play like the Beatles, Nina Simone, Dead South. I think it's essential to have a variety so that your regulars aren't coming and listening to the same boring music every day.
It's a convoluted question. How dare you?
We figured since we were downtown, what better thing to use as the logo than part of the fountain.
It's not a baby, it is a Triton. I was wanting to make a coin because it's amazing how many people take pictures of the butt. And so I'm like, that's the tail. People didn't like the tail so much, so I made the side view. So it's actually 3 logos. We actually have a head and tail and side view.
So I started doing yoga in 2001, and it was finally like somewhere I felt like weird, I fit in. I had several friends who were like, hey, why don't you try it? And so we opened up the studio, and I've been very intentional of trying to make it a place where anybody feels welcome, everybody feels connected to the group, and I feel like it's been pretty successful of everybody's there to cheer each other on.
And they buy coffee.
Or juices.
I think Paris should have hundreds of local coffee shops. Gives people community, just like yoga gives people community. Not everybody's into the same yoga thing. Coffee is the same way. The thing that we're so missing in our world today is getting like-minded people to talk with other people and maybe change people's minds. It's a nice place to sit down, enjoy a good cup of coffee, and talk. We saw the potential long ago, and like I said, I grew up not that far away thinking this is really cool. It's the history of Paris. It's the city center. It's got a lot of cool architecture. It's got the fountain. It could be so much more, and so we're just trying to make it more and hoping that businesses continue to come in and offer new things and sell.
We don't just work here, we live here. So this is our neighborhood. My favorite downtown event is Mannequin Night. It's so much fun to just walk around. We love walking around.
We should make it Mannequin Day.
Mannequin
Day. I'm just kidding.
Why you got it?
It's longer.
But like just normal normal day-to-day activity, just walking around. Our 4-year-old loves to take his bike to the fountain and kind of go up and down the hill. And we like to just go to Bywaters and sit on the swing and swing. Because when we first opened, like it's been so long, there was only a handful of businesses that were still pretty active downtown, really.
There wasn't much happening.
Yeah.
There's an antique shop, Spare's Bakery, Jack's.
Soho was down on the
Soho.
corner. So it was a very small community.
Magic shop.
Yeah.
I mean, you can pretty much name all of the businesses on one hand that were
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. It's nice to see new businesses come in and kind of the community that we can kind of form and hopefully all, work together. And we didn't really know what we were getting into, We kind of just inherited a family business that we needed a space for and kind of just jumped in and hoped for the best. We've got a lot of potential, and I feel like if we can just keep having the enthusiasm that we have for downtown right now, I think if we can just keep pushing that.
We'd like to make it a destination where people feel safe to come walk around and patronize all the businesses.
If we can get those stop signs back, even better.
Yeah, more coffee shops would be nice too.
Would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
Definitely the horse-sized duck.
I have to think about it.
You can't come up with the. You can't.
I
Come up
really
with
don't know. I have no idea. I'm thinking lots of little horses would be fine.
But then there's 100 of them.
You step on them.
Okay.
You kick them.
That works. But you got 100 of them.
That-
Okay. One big one. We're opposites in everything, so there we go.
Next time on Meet the Downtowners.